It had nothing to do with Howie Roseman. It had nothing to do with Gardner Minshew moving up or Hurts not playing the rest of the season. It had everything to do with them going and get a 6th-round pick for a guy that wasn't going to play. They engineered a trade with Joe Douglas in which they got back their former quarterback because he has to play now because of their hurt quarterback.
Right.
It has nothing to do with it and making any moves as far as, helping out at the quarterback position here. Gardner Minshew will still be an afterthought, as we go through this season. He won't, we won't see him unless Hurts gets hurt. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, but he'll be.
Yeah, how about
Here we go. Get all aboard the Minshew mania.
Now, do you think that'll be the next thing to sort of distract everyone from what's really going on with this coaching staff? Is they elevate Minshew to the team, and now it becomes this thing.
Well, they know. Yeah. They are familiar with the climate of media in this city. It's not like we rip Howie Roseman, we make fun of Jeffrey Lurie, we look at the incompetence of this football team, but to a greater extent, these guys are more in tune with how this city works than I'd argue anybody else that's in charge of a team in the entire city across the board.
Right.
So they get it. They understand that if something like this happens, that people are going to start calling up the radio stations. People are going to start tweeting Barrett and Seth and Ray, if they ever got on Twitter, about, oh, Minshew this. And how many times have we seen with this very team under the very same leadership, any backup quarterback, even back to Vic when Kevin Cobb was starting, to whoever the hell it was stepping into Goat Beard for McNabb, through right now, the backup quarterback, they always know is going to get a ton of love. So, yeah, this wasn't a move, in my opinion. And Barrett, I know you're chomping here, so let me step aside. It wasn't, in my opinion, to move Minshew up to start him, but it was a benefit of the trade is to now know that you've lit a fire and you can walk away as the entire city ignites this quarterback controversy that should never really exist in the first place.
So you guys should be a big fan of Talladega Nights, man, because Talladega Nights had the magic man. Now you see me, now you don't.
I thought was Don Mikowski.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
from Green Bay.
Man, you got to watch that, man. Talladega Nights. But long story long, it had nothing to do with Howie Roseman. It had nothing to do with Gardner Minshew moving up or Hurts not playing the rest of the season. It had everything to do with them going and get a 6th-round pick for a guy that wasn't going to play. They engineered a trade with Joe Douglas in which they got back their former quarterback because he has to play now because of their hurt quarterback.
Right.
It has nothing to do with it and making any moves as far as, helping out at the quarterback position here. Gardner Minshew will still be an afterthought, as we go through this season. He won't, we won't see him unless Hurts gets hurt. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, but he'll be
could become a 5th if Flacco plays enough, right?
We'll see.
Right. See,
well, I'm not sure. I'm not certain Wilson's out more than a couple of weeks.
But that just goes to show. That just goes to show that Howie Roseman now, walking around, he's that guy. He got a 6th-round draft pick. That's another pick he has in his repertoire. That's a 6th.
Another special teams gunner.
Well, hold on a second, right? Like we could go through the history of 6th-round picks to see if he's ever mined anything from there. But here's the point, Barrett, where I think you're right, but I also stand on my point as well.
You're definitely right. It gives us something to talk about.
Right. So Minshew will never touch the field, but the conversation will be like he's inches away from touching.
We'll amp it up and amp it up even more. That just gives us more. Let's see the what is it called? The Fu Manchu. Get the Fu Manchu out there.
No, they put on the Daisy Dukes, man, the cut off jean shorts. I want to see him walking into the link in 2 weeks when they get set to play their next home game in a pair of cut off jean shorts.
Would you rock those? Like if Minshew, here's the thing. If Gardner Minshew pulled off what Nick Foles pulled off, and I'm not even saying win a Super Bowl, but what happens if Minshew comes in at week 12 or 11 and leads this team to the playoffs? Can we get you outside, Harry, working on that new patio thing that
my tarp.
Your tarp,
my
right?
Tarp.
Can we have you in a pair of Minshew Dukes with Minshew stash?
Absolutely. I would do that for the show.
Okay.
Because I used to rock those back in the 70s when I was a kid. Those cutoff jeans. They were popular then.
They're popular now.
They are.
They're coming back. You know,
not with old white guys though.
I don't. Yeah. Where is that popular right now that we should?
Look, Chris Brown wore them. Chris Brown.
I don't know if that would be my
Marion.
Young girls wear them at music festivals.
If you're telling
those are Daisy Dukes there.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Well, that's what he's saying. Yeah. He was all duked out.
Right.
That's it.
I put on like a Leonard Skinner concert shirt with the sleeves cut off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Hey,
in full effect.
Would you grow out the party in the back though? That'd be the big question.
That would take a while. My hair's pretty short in the back, but I could grow the mustache in about 4 days.
Right.
Yeah. And then I could use Eytan's trimmer to trim it off.
Oh, we're getting to that.
Eytan's going to be selling this ear hair trimmer that sounds like a lawnmower. I've got so much power.
I'll give you a little preview of what this thing looks like.
Look at this thing.
I need one of those, man. When are you going to be on so I can order one?
It's a try here, right? It's a try. I'll be on Thursday night. I'll let you know the time, but it's a try sucker right here. And
I gotta get one, man.
We're going to go right into from props and locks right into QVC selling nose hair trimmers.
Giving out a 6-pack on the parlay. Next thing you know, bang. There's nothing like it, my friend. Nothing like it.
There's some people in the news world that need to take those and use them, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's not.
Are you speaking from experience? Like,
it's not cool, man. Sometimes it's not cool to grow your hair out of places that shouldn't be growing hair out of. You know, so
I know that's a sign you're getting older. That's a sign you're getting older when your ear hair grows faster than the hair on your head. That's what I was telling Eytan before the show. Like, I can pluck out all this stuff out of my ear. 4 days later, I got to do it again. It's unbelievable.
Every time I shave my head, I cut around the ears, bro. You got to cut inside out the ears. You know, you got to make sure you're cool. Go in and, you know, they say you're supposed to leave your nose hairs in there anyways.
No,
I can't do it. They say you're supposed to.
Why?
They say it because it cuts out on diseases. You know, it picks up
COVID?
Diseases. Yeah.
It
gives us COVID relief. Yeah, COVID relief. Keep your nose hair so you can keep from getting COVID, you know. But that's what it does, though. That's what the nose hairs are for. That's why you get mucus on them.
Mama Brooks on the stream says, Harry, nothing gets old but clothes.
That is words of wisdom.
There you go.
At the heart, my friend. That's true, too.
Yeah, but Quez Watkins was a 6th-round pick, Eytan. So Howie's already struck gold in the 6th round.
Gold?
Right.
Gold? Yeah. Oh, okay. Look, I think Watkins.
He said, okay. Yeah.
I think Watkins has talent, but I don't think that he's been used to the capacity of what we've seen. I mean,
no.
He's gone over 50 yards once. He's hovered in the 40s.
Yeah.
But look, he could be, but this is probably more to how he's being used. So, all right, I'll give you.
You're right.
Quez has a future in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
You're right about that. How he's being used or how he's not being used. That's the biggest question. You know, we just don't know how to use the picks that we have. We don't know how to use this offense yet. Our coaches have yet to figure out what they do best. And there lies the problem. What the hell do they do best? What can they do?
How long is it going to take? Maybe it's just they're telling us in their own way that these guys can't do anything.
You know
what I'm saying?
That's an epiphany,
right? Like,
you're asking me to use garbage out there,
right? Even I can't put these guys in better positions, because there is no better position.
That's it. I think that's really that's what comes down to it. And every week, there's a game on the field. There are people to blame, but every week it circles back to it being failure from a colossal organizational level. And I don't know. I don't know what to think or say anymore, because even at the point. And I'll give you a perfect example. We just brought it up. Even when Howie does something like, hey, you got something for nothing, and Joe Flacco is nothing, and that 6th-round pick could manifest itself into either a 5th or just somebody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But we also are so conditioned to watch this team butcher more picks than not, that it's like, okay, even if he did that for a 3rd round pick, we would find a way to poo-poo it and shoot it down because it's like, oh, well, great, another 3rd round pick for Howie to screw up.
We still don't have a standout baller in the 1st round still, so we're still searching for that. We thought we had one in the 2nd round, but he's hurt now, so I don't know how long he's going to be out, Sanders. But we still got to turn around these 1st round picks we're talking about. I mean, at this point, Smith has been, when he's gotten the ball, he's been pretty good, but we still don't know how to use him effectively. We still don't know how to put guys on the field and optimize their talent. And there lies the problem. We can't optimize anybody's talent right now. Everybody sucks because they're not playing at their optimum of their abilities. Their capabilities that seem to be, suppressed at this point.
So when
put them on another team.
When was the last time it wasn't like that? Because nobody was being maximized Doug's last year.
Well, not Doug's last year, but I mean,
the year
of course, the Super Bowl, and the year after that.
Yeah,
he got potential out of guys that where you would think aren't good enough. He got the potential out of them. He pulled it out.
Yep. So who was the OC? Correct me if I'm wrong. So Reich bolts after the Super Bowl. Who was the OC the year after? Was it the wide receiver coach, right, who got bumped up? But it was still Doug calling the plays because I think
was that Grow?
Grow,
yeah,
I believe it was.
Was it Grow?
Yep.
Yeah,
Grow.
Because now I remember these press conferences where Grow was just hands tied behind his back trying to justify Matt Collins up on the depth chart. And it was like, well, he does some things really well. I always start with the nachos.
Yeah, right.
That'll be your all-timer right there.
It's amazing, man. Amazing.
I'm just looking at a list here of NFL coaches that were fired after 1 year. This has happened quite a bit.
Jim Tom Sula.
Jim Tom Sula.
Right.
He's number 1 on the list.
Out the hat.
Is he really?
He's right there at the top of the list.
That was a total failure by him, too.
Jim Tom Sula in San Francisco. San Francisco did it again. Didn't Chip Kelly get whacked after 1 season with San Francisco?
I forgot Chip was even at San Francisco.
Yeah, for 1 year.
1 year, babe. That was crazy.
Cameron.
Jim Tom Sula. Who?
Cam Cameron. He was like an offensive coordinator type of guy. Bobby Petrino.
Oh, Petrino, 1 year in, out. Yeah,
Art Shell.
Art Shell.
Marty Schottenheimer with the Redskins back in the day when they brought in all those high-priced old free agents.
Yeah, Dion.
Right.
Bruce Smith.
Yeah.
Yep. Dion.
Al Groh. Ray Rhodes in Green Bay.
1 year. Wow, yeah.
Joe Bugle with the Raiders.
I remember that too. I'd had Joe Bugle as a coach. He was offensive line coach.
Pete Carroll with the Jets. I mean, this has happened quite a bit.
Yep.
Right.
There's
also coaches that left too.
Right. Well, Petrino left for a college job, I think. Didn't he get that Arkansas job?
So did Saban.
Well, yeah, right. Saban. How many years was he in Miami? With 2? We're going on 2.
More than 1, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was more than 1, but
I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, Lou Holtz with the Jets. That was a disaster.
I can't believe
I remember that. That's right. He did.
Completely flacked out, these college guys. Lou Holtz, I completely forgot.
3-13, he went with the Jets.
And they said enough is enough.
Kotai lasted 2 years with the Jets, didn't he?
Yeah.
That old Florida coach. No, he was there for more than he was there.
Was it more than 2?
Kotai might have been there for 4 years.
Was it? Okay.
Let me see.
No, I'm talking about what's his name?
No, here. I'm sorry. You said the Jets?
What was
he
his
went
name?
to the Jets after he was here.
Right. Okay. So you're saying here, Jets 2 years, here 4 years.
Okay.
Two want to clarify that.
All right. Pete Carroll with the Jets. I forgot all about that.
Now, what's interesting about this list is that, like, I don't know, going off of just recent memory of you listing them, I'd say 1/3 of them were mistakes.
Yeah.
And 2/3 of them were just, this is not going to work, and history proved them right.
Didn't Chudzinski, the Chud guy in Cleveland, was there for 1 year, I think, and so was Freddie Kitchens.
Yeah, Kitchens we had on the screen. Jeff Gruden.
I think Belichick was only there 1 year also, wasn't he?
No, in Cleveland, he was there for like 4 years.
Oh, okay.
He took him to the playoffs 1 year.
Come on, how about Bill O'Brien, Bill O.B.? Gruden, Jay Gruden 1 year, right? Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
With Ron Rivera.
Ooh.
Bill O'Brien 2020.
Jim Mora with Seattle, I guess. Hugh Jackson with the Raiders.
Been fired or resigned? Oh no,
that's right, Hugh Jackson. That's right.
This was in season, not one season. Sorry.
Who was in season?
O'Brien.
Oh,
yeah, one and done. This is. Are you looking at the SL?
There's an SI piece that's old. It doesn't have. It's not up to date. There's more guys after this, like
you didn't bring up the Bugle Boy,
Joe Bugle.
Yeah,
with the Raiders, right? Yeah. You notice there's common denominators here. There's a couple different guys with the Washington football team, the Raiders, the Browns, and the Jets. It's like it's an organizational thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. The Eagles would hold on. Like, I have no problem believing that the Eagles would hold on to this guy, Nick Sirianni, knowing that he's not the future of any kind or sort, just to avoid being put on a list like this, just to avoid being looked at like, wow, this is total failure.
Dysfunction junction. Again. Yeah.
But then again, doesn't it look worse if you let a guy stick around for a couple of years? I mean, look, at least Marvin Lewis was winning games, not making or winning a playoff game. At least he was making, right? At least he was getting there to a point where he was winning games. I don't know.
Wow. Mike Mularkey. He was my offensive coordinator when I first got to the Steelers. When I first walked in the door, he was the guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How about the stuff? Joe Banner says that Howie will survive it. Somebody asked him on Twitter. All right, at Joe Banner 13, does Howie survive this? Banner said yes.
Absolutely, he does. There's no. Do you realize the level of rebuild you would have to do from a cultural standpoint? Because here's the thing. Jeffrey Lurie has one of two options if he fires Howie Roseman. He has to duplicate that long-standing relationship of trust and just blind faith that the general manager / pres, whoever, Howie Roseman, has to. There's no thinking for yourself unless you can convince the owner, right? Mm-hmm. So there's that. You have to duplicate what's currently here, or you need to bring in somebody who is the opposite. You need to bring in somebody like Parcelsian, who's just like, I'm here to take over everything. Get the hell out of my way, right?
Right.
Jeffrey Lurie's not that. He's not that owner. He hasn't shown to be that owner. We haven't seen anybody like that since Andy Reid. Chip Kelly was here, did that for 2 years, and Lurie vowed to never have that happen again with a coach. He's sure not going to have that happen with the general manager. So, yes, I have no problem believing that Howie's safe.
Well, guys, you're not looking at the records that these coaches got fired at. Like Ray Rhodes went 8-8.
So did Schottenheimer with the Redskins.
Right. Al Groh went 9-7.
Yeah.
We're talking about, they won games and wow. This is amazing, man. I mean, are we really thinking that these guys are going to get fired their first year?
I don't think so. I
don't think so either.
I just wanted to make the point that it does happen.
No, they get fired if they bring in a new quarterback. Absolutely, they get fired. I have no doubt about it. You're not going to why would you bring in Spencer Rattler or Aaron Rodgers and have this guy who has shown that he needs so much room to grow be the one in charge of your quarterback?
Aaron Rodgers is not coming here to work with Nick Sirianni. No way.
Well, I mean, that would be great.
He'll make up his own game show rather than come here.
But see, if A-Rod came here, he would have the keys to the castle. He'd go to the owner, hey, man, hey, look, I got to run my own offense. I got to run it the way I want to run. I'm going to call my own damn plays. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He'll get everything laid out to him. He can run it the way he wanted to run it. I mean, I don't practice on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I mean, all that type of stuff, man.
But wouldn't you want somebody who knows what the hell they're doing? Like, look at what Matt LaFleur has been able to do once that trust has been established. And he's shown that offense cooks, right? Right. On multiple levels.
He knows what he wants. And I mean, basically, he could put his name behind it. When he couldn't put his name behind it, he was pissed. He was telling you about it. But once he put his name behind it, and he started running plays that, that Rodgers liked, it's been, great ever since then. Although this week he might not have his starting wide receiver.
That offense cooks as long as Devontae Adams can play. And apparently he might not play Thursday night, which ruins that game.
Ruins it.
Totally ruins it.
Yeah,
he's under the protocol, right?
Yeah. You could still bet him for whatever that's worth. So
yeah.
Yep.
So you're saying there's a chance.
I'm saying that he's up. He was up on Fox earlier this morning. I know that.
Did you see that report that Brandon Staley apparently wasn't interested in coming here because of Howie Roseman's presence?
Yep.
How about that?
Is every year.
What?
I feel like we get like something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. The guy who took the Chargers job.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Longest reception for Rondale Moore over, by the way. That's a lock. I'm going to put that in right now before people start betting it.
What's the yardage?
Hit that with Kamara last night. My goodness. Where's my boy here on Twitter who gave us a shout for that? He played that last night that we gave out Kamara over 14.5 longest reception. Same number for Rondale Moore.
Wasn't he the leading receiver in the game?
Yeah, 10 grabs last night. So the over receptions and longest reception hit. No, Rondale Moore. Look, if Rondale Moore catches the football, it's going to be over 14.5 yards. So that's why you place that bet.
Agreed.
You know what, fellas? I was just thinking, I thought about it last night, when I was watching both of these teams playing last night. I was thinking, what if Josh McDaniels came here? I think he would have had the ability to get Hurts going in the right direction.
Do you think McDaniels, based on this report being not isolated by any means, the latest of what we see, do you think if Brandon Staley didn't want to come here because of Howie, do you think McDaniels would want to come here because of Howie? Probably not.
No, but I mean, if he did, I'm just saying if he did, I understand, if this, if that, but I really think this would be a totally different team.
Yeah.
It would be going in the right direction. Simply because, I think the respect factor for these the older players, would have had these guys going in a different direction also. I think Josh could have came in. Huh?
Is that just not there right now? Like, do you think older guys are cracking when it comes to respect for this coach?
There's we're not talking about cracking. We're talking about being vocal about, the kinks in this Eagles team. This is not what Eagles locker rooms do.
That damn McDaniels is the reason that Frank Reich isn't here anymore. I can't stand that guy.
Oh, because
he was a disaster in Denver too.
I thought you said Dan. I'm like, who the hell is Dan McDaniels? Is he some guy in the
damn McDaniels? I said.
Right. I'm like, is this guy somebody in the some behind the scenes McLean blockbuster report that I missed here?
No, but you know what? But when you think about,
you're right.
You think about what's going on with players being so vocal about situations that never happened under Doug's watch. Now you may have heard sources, but you never heard out and out. Look, well, I don't think I'm being put in the right position.
Like Fletcher Cox.
Yeah, I'm not able to be.
Never heard this.
That was pretty amazing.
Never.
Like, do you think that was the final scud that he's trying to launch so he gets traded before the dedeadline?
I think he's just being honest because people are talking about his play, and he's getting pissed off and ticked off that he can't play in a way in which optimizes his potential. I
like that.
What happened was in the red zone, down there by the goal line, he jumped the gap, jumped at the field, and he guessed wrong on the play. Well, you can guess wrong on a play if you had the players to back you up, and they don't have that. See, they have to run gap control defense. And when I say gap control defense, he would have to jump into his gap and stay there, not go make a play and stay there. Then the linebacker would have to come downhill and hit his gap.
Okay.
Well, that's not happening. The linebackers are staying at linebacker depth. So these guys are getting double teamed all the time, and the linebacker's not going downhill, engaging a guy to get him off the double team and, plugging up the holes there. That's why you have these cavernous holes, because the linebackers aren't filling where they're supposed to be filling. And that's what's going on with the run. They're just not filling hard enough. So when you double team somebody, you kind of displace them a little bit. When you displace them, you're supposed to have a linebacker come downhill so one guy can disengage from the double team and get the linebacker. Now both of you guys are in your gaps. They can't run through those gaps. But if you double team, linebacker stays at depth, that creates a natural hole because the linebacker is not in his gap. And then the double team is displacing the guy, no matter how big, Fletcher Cox is. He 280?
Yeah.
If you have 600 pounds, 700 pounds pushing you back, you can't just stay there, man.
He said that.
Yeah,
he's on record as saying that.
Yeah, you can't just stay. You're gonna get moved. And when you get moved, it displaces him. The hole gets bigger, and they're waiting for the linebacker to come downhill and make a play, and the linebacker stays there. That's why the linebacker is getting hit and driven back, because he's not going forward. He's going backwards because he get hit. Inertia keeps him from being a stud right there where he's supposed to be.
Right.
He's too far back. Go downhill, man. Hit somebody in the mouth.
Now you're talking about against the run, boy. They're equally or worse against the pass. I put this out yesterday. I don't know if you saw it. I went through the 5 losses and just went through the quarterbacks, the opposing quarterbacks, their numbers. They went 132 for 162 in those 5 games. That's 81.4% completion percentage. 30 incomplete passes by the opposing quarterbacks in 5 games. 6 per game.
Think about that, though.
Think about that.
It only drops to 74. We talked about that yesterday, right? The overall when you add the two.
When you add the other 2 games in, yeah.
But it only drops to 74. That's less than 10 full percentage points that it drops. So even in wins, to your point about how bad it is in losses, it ain't great even in wins.
No, and that included a lousy performance from Sam Darnold.
And an even lousier performance from Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I even forget that game. It happened so long ago. But
unbelievable, man.
And John Clark, I think, put out the total points per game. The Eagles are at the bottom of the league along with the Jets. They're both giving up like an average of 32 points per game or something.
Yeah, this is an outright disgrace.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that you see one level of incompetence on offense and you get all huffed and puffed and just disgraceful, full with energy that's all negative about Nick Sirianni, this and the T-shirts and all this crap. And then you look over at the defense and you think, wow, it's even more incompetent.
Mm-hmm.
They're 29th in the league when it comes to running against them, when it comes to giving up yards on the ground. 29th in the league.
Oh, they were 28th last week. They're 29th now. Now I bet you the Raiders, who were 25th, I bet they're probably up there about 18 now, running against us.
My goodness, that's a good call there. No, and it's like they don't pass and they don't stop the run. You know, they're 23rd. It's not like they're great running the football, but even still, in middle of the league is due to one guy we know, and that being Jalen Hurts. They're 23rd in the league in throwing the football. They average 245 passing yards a game.
You know what? I usually have to put some thought into, you know, my predictions that I give to NBC, you know, about us winning. And you know, this week I might just put the Eagles are going to lose and put the score down.
Yeah.
That's it.
And with no like explanation.
There's no need for an explanation. I can explain until I'm blue in the face. I'm telling you about double teams, linebackers and linebacker depth. I can tell you about passing the ball when your 2 tackles are struggling and you're still going to continue to pass the ball instead of letting them go downhill and run the ball. I mean, all you have to do is just run to your left side. You got 750 pounds. A guy that's 6'8", 380 pounds, and a guy that's 6'6", 350 pounds coming off the rock. Once they get going one direction, you really think that somebody's going to stop them. You know, come on, man. Just the laws of inertia, you know, getting them going in one direction. They're going to bulldoze who's ever in front of them. Why not let them do it, man? I don't understand.
Know.
Why ask why, though, huh?
Dry, but what was that? Bud Dry?
Yeah.
Oh, you remember that?
What isn't that? Why ask why?
Yeah,
Bud Dry. Wow, that was short lived. I don't think you can get that anymore.
Well, they did get a lot of use out of Bud. Why?
Is it Bud Draft? Bud Draft?
Now they're doing the Budweiser seltzers.
Yeah, the seltzers. Yeah.
Now they're doing the seltzers.
Yeah.
But
I'm not a fan.
You're out on them. You said that before. Yeah. But you know what you do with the seltzers? You got to add vodka with it. That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you infuse more vodka into the vodka infused seltzer.
You have to, or if you don't, you know, it's just like practicing. You know, you're not really getting anything out.
I should do that with those Jim Beam highball things. I should put more bourbon in it because they are a little sweet.
Yeah, there's a little bourbon in there. Yeah,
I got the ginger ale one. Yeah, yeah.
So I have straight seltzer.
You have
water.
the seltzer, so that's better. That's
exactly.
not sweet. Okay.
No, it actually doesn't have any sugar. And
maybe I should get that one.
Telling you, you go full Bud Dry on them. Go full Bud Dry on them. Now I have a Monster 3-leg player prop for tonight that I'm going to hit you with before we get out of here at some point.
Tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
Basketball?
Yeah, basketball.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, the Knicks and the Sixers.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about Knicks Sixers for sure, but I have 3 different guys and some player props for you. But did you ever play with, or do you know, Barrett, Lomas Brown? Because I do
know Lomas.
All right, I reached out to him on your behalf to see if he'd come on. I don't know if he'll make it today, but maybe we can get him on this week. He is the radio analyst for the Detroit Lions.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I know he played there for a long time.
Yes. Now he's
send me his info. Send me his info. I don't have his number, but send me his info.
Okay. I will send you his info.
We say Lomas.
Oh. It's now Lomas was not his fault, of course. Lomas was infamously hit with a flag in his eye. Was he not? Was he not?
No, that's not him.
That wasn't him.
Zeus. That was Zeus.
That was a guy for Cleveland, wasn't it?
Yeah,
the Ravens.
The Ravens.
Did he play for the Browns? Lomas?
He was with the Browns when it happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zeus went to the Ravens.
Who was it who got hit in the eye then?
His name was Orlando Brown.
Oh, Orlando Brown. I stand corrected. Sorry.
Yeah, it was Orlando Brown. He just recently passed away.
Right, and his son plays.
His son started. He played with the Ravens. Got drafted by the Ravens in the first round.
Right,
and they traded him to Kansas City.
Right.
So he's in Kansas City now.
Yeah, it's Orlando like Junior or the second, right?
Yeah,
it's Orlando Brown.
Orlando. I mean, Big Zeus. You know, he was big time, bro. I mean, they tell stories about he used to take his suit. And in his suits, like in Cleveland, they treat you like a king in Cleveland, man. I'll tell you that. They treat you like a king. Lobster and filet mignon, steaks all the time, you know what I'm saying? Just for lunch. And they used to dry clean the players. They still do. They dry clean the suits of the players if they want to get them dry cleaned.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, they used to dry clean Orlando's suits, and he would have checks in his suits. Like 3 game checks. Each game check's like $320,000. He had 3 of them left in his suit pocket. When you're rich, man, you just rich, man.
Remember, reminds me. Remember when he was on the Dodgers? God, why he's already like quasi washed, isn't he?
Not Bobby Brown.
No, definitely not Bobby Brown. What's Bobby doing right now?
I don't know, man.
So we'll see if Lomas hits us up if he comes back. I'm going to email you his info so you have it at least. Definitely, and maybe you should hit him up.
I am. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit up Deuce too.
Staley?
Yeah, but he won't be able to do it, but I'm still going to hit
Why
him
not?
up. He's a coach.
He's a coach. Those guys are all locked in.
Yeah.
What about Campbell? Campbell has authority. Isn't it just worth a reach out? Not a reach around, a reach out.
He would definitely bite your kneecap off if you gave him a reach around.
The hell you going down there, Barrett?
Yeah. Oh, do you know Ball 316 on the stream?
Well,
I know who that is now.
Who is it?
He's shown up and been to an event or two with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you and I were on the 97.3.
At
one of the Hatchet things, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Did you not put that together?
Well, I just did, thanks to him a couple of days ago.
Oh, okay, good. Look, this is all about coming to resolution.
The Boston Strangler.
Yes.
Well, so how was the Manning cast?
We got to
break.
We got to break. All right, we're back.